Good morning. Good morning, Ba. Is it audible? Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. So, last class we are saying about how to create LAN. Either we can create LAN using Ethernet or using the token bus. Because that the data link layer, it will interface between physical layer with network layer. So we can divide the data link layer into two. One is nothing but MAC, next is nothing but logical link control (LLC) layer. So that MAC layer will support physical address. It will support establish connections in a physical layer. So it represents the physical address. Then to identify the systems in the internet globally. So the logical link layer will support to assign IP address to the higher layer to support assigning IP address to all the systems, all the systems. So the MAC layer, it contains many protocols. That is, that interfacing which is used to establish the connection. CSMA CD, then Ethernet, token bus, then token ring. So that Ethernet, it is the old one. So now I think it is outdated. Token bus also, it is having many drawbacks. So it is not up to the level. So token ring plays a vital role. So you may get a problem from token ring. So this class regarding these things. So here we will explain by means of using that graphical notations to calculate efficiency of the system. Even if you are going through, if you are browsing it, you will get lot of the problems to find the efficiency as well as the latency of the token ring. You can get many sample problems. So from this, you will get one question from this module. Kindly practice more number of problems. It is very simple only. It is straightforward. That substituting all the values in the formula to find the ring latency as well as to find the efficiency. So today we will see about what is token ring, how it works, how can be able to improve the efficiency of the token ring using the different mechanisms. So for all the token ring or token bus Ethernet, or if you see any the standard, any standard, electrical standard, electronic standard. So the IEEE is a non-profit organization. It is an international, that is Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineer. So headquarters, it is there in USA. So they are the non-profit organizations. They will assign, they will verify all the standard of the particular the technology. Then they will assign a particular number for an easy identification. So all those things, that all that related to the MAC, always start with 802. Even if you see that token bus, token ring, or Ethernet, all these things, which is used to represent. If it is 802, automatically you can assume that all those standards which will are related to the physical layer, which will use to establish the connections with the physical media, with the physical media. So in the token ring, in the name itself, it indicates. So the token that circulate around the ring topology. Because in the token bus also, the token will be circulated. Suppose any station, if it contains information, frames to transmit, then it will hold the token, then it will add that the respective informations for the circulations to the destination network. Similarly, in token ring also, the token will be circulated. Suppose if any stations it has, the information. It has a possession of token. It is allowed to transmit at the given time. The advantage, the flow of token along the ring provides each stations with a turn. Here, the main advantage. So all the stations will be given equal priority. Similarly, so it is all the mechanisms. It is very very fair. So fairness as well as distributed manners. We are not specifically giving priority to one person or priority to one the stations for transmissions. It is a distributive manner. So the token mechanism,
Sir,
yes.
sir, you're on which slide?
Introduction slide.
Sir, like in my screen, slide is not changing.
No. In your screen.
Like the slide is not changing, it's still showing the title.
What about others?
Same, sir. It didn't change.
Same, sir.
Oh,
Yes.
now can I able to see this introduction page?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in a token ring, the token mechanism which is used to identify it is used to give a priority for the stations which is having information or frame to transfer. So the token that circulates around the ring topology. So here, the token will be, suppose this is the ring topology. So many stations are connected here. So the token will be circulated through ring. If suppose, for example, so if this stations it is having the frame to transmit, it will possess the token, then it will, add the respective informations, then it will transmit. So the stations that has possession of the token is allowed to transmit at a given time. It will possess the token, then it will add frames into that frame format, then it will transmit. If, for example, so this is the transmitting sending stations. So these stations want to send the respective frame to this station. Now, so this frame will circulate around the ring. So it go to this. So these stations will decode the destination address. Definitely it won't match. Then it will discard this. Then it will go to the next one. Then it will go here. So this station will decode destination address. It will matches. Then it will receive the information. But up to the sending stations, again, that information frames will be passed to all because token is here. So the sending station possesses the token. So the token is here. So what will happen? It will go here, all the stations. Again, it will reach us here. Then it will cross check whether that the respective frames has been received by the specific stations. Because during that receiving, it will add the acknowledgement. So based on that, it will check. Then it will discard it frame because the frame has been already it is received by the specific the destination station. Now it will forward token to the next one. Up to this, up to that process of that transmitting and receiving frame, the token will be at the sending station. So that the sending station will possess the tokens. So advantage, it is the flow of token. Ring provides each station with the turn. Then it is the fair. Then a token mechanism, it access priorities and token control. But only problem, so entire network fails if there is a break in any transmission link. To overcome that, so we are going for combination of ring with the star. All the stations will be connected with the star. Then central link will be the ring. Central the medium. It is a ring. It is a ring. Yeah, like this. You see here. So the central transmitting medium, it is a ring. It is a ring. So the each stations will be connected through ring using the star topology. The connections will be done by relay. you studied about relay, it is on off. So what will happen? Suppose if any failure occur here, then it will bypass this the relay, then it will move to the next one. Again, main drawbacks, if the main transmission medium get failure, so automatically this also leads to the down, leads to the down. So to overcome that, so now the fuse system, they are using dual ring technology. So the one ring will circulate in this directions, another ring will circulate in this direction. So if you are going for star topology with the dual ring concept, I think that may be overcome. That may be overcome. So this is nothing but star topology and with the ring LAN. So this is the frame format. So the first one, it is nothing but it is an SD, that is starting delimiter. It ensures the boundary, starting boundary of the frame format. ED is ending delimiter. It ensures the ending boundary of the respective the frame format. AC, it is nothing but access control. So here the token ring, it uses Manchester coding. I think this is studied in your Manchester line coding in your digital communications. So here that J and K, it is a line code, the data, non-data symbols. I think studied this in your digital communications, Manchester line coding. So the same mechanism here also in a token ring, we are using Manchester line coding for a transmit. So here that all that J, K, it is nothing but the respective the line code. So 0, all the 0, it represent respective the starting delimiter indications. Then the AC access control, it gives the priority as well as token bit. If it is, if the bit is 0, automatically token, the bit is 1, data. So we are told, that, token will be passed in a ring, token will be passed to all the stations. If this access control, if this bit, the fourth bit, if it is the 0, automatically it assumes the token is there. So suppose the stations wants to send a frame, it receives the token, it possesses the token. In access control frame format, it will change this bit as 1. That means it indicates that token is with some stations. Now this, the token ring frame format, it transmits the information or data. Then ending delimiter, the same thing, it uses the Manchester line coding J and K. So here, if here this I and E, so I is intermediate the frame bit, E is error detection bit. Suppose if E is 1, automatically it indicates that it is having some error detection is there in the respective transfer. Then frame control. So the frame control, so it is related to the MAC. So this FF it indicates the frame type, whether it is an U frame or it is an I frame or it is an S frame. That is already studied in HDLC. The same thing that can be used here. It indicates the frame types. So either it's a data frame, that is I frame, or it is the control frame, that is either it is an U frame or supervisor frame. So the Z, it indicates the type of the MAC control, which type of MAC control we are using. So addressing, it is a 48-bit address, 16 to 8, 48. So destination address 48, source address 48. So the informations, it will be vary. It is limited by the token holding time. So the token holding time. So how long the stations will hold the token, depending upon that information will vary. The length of the information frames will vary. FCS, it is a frame check sequence. It is a 32-bit CRC, which is to detect the error. The frame status, the last one, if it is the first one, it is 1. So that is, the destination's address recognized bit. That means here only, after receiving the respective the information by the receiver, the receiving station, destination stations will add here 1. That means if it is reaches again sending station understand that, oh, okay. So destination they has been recognized. Then second one, if it is high, that is frame is copied onto the receiving buffer. That means it reaches the respective receiving station. If it is zero, Then sending station understand that even that address has been recognized, but some error in the receiving station, some error with the receiving station. So that easily the sending station will understand whether the frame has been received by the respective station or not. So using this that the frame status, we can be able to understand whether the frame has been received by a specific station or not. So then we will see the sample problems, the ring latency calculation, as well as the respective the efficiency calculation. For example, let us consider this is ring topology. Maybe it contains 4 stages. The latency delay in a link. So how can you calculate? Suppose let us consider the length is t. So the delay is the latency delay. It is with respect to the length of the ring. Delay it is a 2 component. One is with respect to the length of the ring. Next is with respect to the delay of each and every stations, because station will receive the respective the frame. It check the frame, then it will forward. So the total delay will be caused by the two. One is nothing but with respect to the stations, then with respect to the respective the ring. So the total latency, it contains 2 parts. The first one, let us consider a ring has m stages. So a ring has m number of stages. Each station interface introduce 3 bits of delay. I told each station, let us consider, it will take some time. Each station, let us assume it introduce b bits of delay. So the delay with respect to the stations, it is nothing but m into b. Suppose if it is 5 stations, each stations, if it is it introduce maybe 1 bit. So totally it is a 5 bits. So the delay due to stations, it is MB. Then delay with respect to the ring. Let us consider R is the length of the ring. So additional delay, that is a propagation delay. I think this you studied in the many core subjects. The propagation delay, it is nothing but delay with respect to the transmission through a particular link. So this involves many things. One is nothing but length. Depending upon the length, the transmission will vary. Then depending upon the data rate, the delay will vary. Then depending upon the speed of the transmission. So this also it affects the respective the latency. So the latency due to the link, it is nothing but dr divided by v. So total ring latency, it is nothing but dr by v plus mp bits. Suppose if you want to represent in terms of bits ring latency, it is nothing but bits. Or suppose I want to represent ring latency in terms of seconds. We may ask the problem in terms of bits or in terms of the second also. Suppose I want to represent calculate ring latency in terms of seconds. It is very simple. Tau it is equal to bring this r into right side. So dr by v plus mb divided by r. So what is that unit? Bits. R is nothing but bits per second. So bit cancel. Second will go into the numerator. So entire it is second. Now you see here after the simplifications. So R will be cancelled. D by V plus MB by R. So the ring latency in terms of second, it is nothing but D by V plus MB by R, the second. So we will see the problems. Let us assume M stations are connected. Then each stations will introduce 2.5 bits. That is a standard Manchester coding delay. So the latency, you see that the latency with respect to M number of stations. So this is nothing but in terms of seconds. This is in terms of the bits. So after simplifications, again that it has been simplified here. So the M, it can be simplified here. After that again it is simplified here. If you see here, This is the MDV by V plus MB by R. So this is the in terms of bits, that is due to the M stations, due to the M stations. So now let us assume the case one, that it contains 20 stations, each station separated by 100 meters. Now R is equal to 4 Mbps. Case one, R is equal to 4 Mbps. So if you calculate the latency, so 20 into 100 into 4 into 10 power 6 divided by 2 into 10 power 8. This is the standard, the transmission, the speed, plus 20 into 2.5, it is 90 bits. This is for the case one. Similarly, for case two, let us assume 16 Mbps with 80 stations, then 840 bits. So if you see here, this is the low latency, this is high latency. Now we will check how the transmission will be happen for case one and the case two. What is the efficiency of the system, we will see. Let us assume frame length is 400, because the frame length, it is nothing but the length of the respective the information frame. Let us assume the frame length is 400. So in this operation, single frame operation, the token is reinserted after the frame transition is completed, but not until after the last bit of frame return to sending station. Here, the case one, the same thing. The token will be reinserted after the frame transmission, as well as once if all those things will be completed, then if it is the reaches the first bit to the respective sending stations. Frame first bit, if it is received at sending stations, automatically it will discard the frame, then it will again reinsert the token. Just the case, this is for low latency with the 90 bit ring. This is high latency with the 840 bit ring. So the first, during the starting stage, station A begins the frame. At 90, it return off the first bit, because this is the low latency, it is a 90 bit ring. After 90, it return the first bit, because the latency is 90. Immediately after that, the 90 bit automatically, it return the first bit of the information. But here, the length of the information, it is 400 bit. So it should supposed to transmit 90 plus 400. So after that 490, so automatically reinsert the token, because 90 plus 400. So after 490, it reinsert the token. It is for in terms of the low latency. For 840 high latency, the same scenario we'll discuss here. At t is equal to 0, A begins a frame. At t is equal to 400, it transmits the last bit, because it won't wait for up to that entire thing. So at 840, so it's arrival last frame, because latency is 840, delay is 840. Even though the length of the transmitted frame is 400, but that up to that 840 only, so after that 840 only, it start to return the first bit. So totally, it will take 1240 the bits to transfer. But even that 400, it is the length of the frame. But low latency ring, it takes 490 bits to complete the process. High latency, it takes 1240 bits to complete the process. So if you see the efficiency, 400 is the respective the frame length, but low latency, it takes 490 bits to complete the first round. High latency, it takes 1240 bit to complete the first round. That is for one round. So efficiency, if you calculate 400, 490, it is 82%. For the second case, it is 30%. So if latency is low, automatically throughput and the efficiency high. If latency is high, automatically efficiency will be low. This is, in terms of reinserting the token after that, the last the bit arrives at the respective sending stage. So maybe to improve the efficiency, we see here that 90 bits it is wasted. Here almost 840 bits is wasted. To reduce the latency, to avoid this unnecessary wastage, we are going for one more case. We are adding header along with the frame. We are adding header. So that header frame indicate it contains that the information has been received by the respective stations. All those informations will be available in the header. So using the header, we can be able to even that reduce the wastage. We can be able to improve the efficiency. So the next one, the single token operations. Previously, it is a single frame. It is a single token. So let us consider it is an 400 bits. Same scenario we are going to take. It is 400. Then let us assume header. So the token is reinserted after the frame retransmission is completed, but not until after the header frame returns to sending station. Once the header frame returns to the sending stations, then it will go for reinserting the token. In this case, the previous case, once you know that all that the first bit of the frame it reaches the respective sending stations, it start to insert token. Here you know that the first bit of the header, if it reaches the sending stations, automatically it start to reinsert the token. So let us assume the header length is 15 bytes. That means 120 bits. So now as for the case 1, the header returns after 210 bits because 9 is delay, 120 is the header length. So header returns after 210 bits. In the high latency, 840 it is the latency, 120 it is the header length. After 960 bits, the header returns. Here after 210 bits, header return. Here after 960 bits, header returns. The same scenario, the same. That it starts with 0, begins the frame. 90, it is return of first frame. That is nothing but the low latency. At 210, it is return of header because 90 plus 120 at 210th bit, the return of header will happen. So now the transmissions, the frame length is 400. So it won't wait up to 400 plus 90. In the previous case, it waits up to 400 plus 90 to 490 to reinsert. Since it is working purely based on the header format, even at the 210 itself, header has been returned. So no need for wait up to 490. Immediately after that, 400 bit, it automatically reinsert the token. Similarly, for case 2, the same thing. 400, it is transmit the last bit, that is the length of the frame. So 840, it is the arrival of the first, it is the latency. So automatically, in the previous case, after 840, it will wait 400 to reinsert the token. But here it works purely based on that the header reinsertions, 840 plus 120 header length. So after 960 itself, it reinsert the token. After 960 bit itself, it reinsert the token. In the previous case, after this 840, again it should wait 400. That is length of the frame to reach the respective the sending stations. That is, if it reaches the frame to the sending station only, it will reinsert the token. So 840, it is the delay. 400, it is length of the frame. 1240. But here it is not working based on receiving the information, the frame to the sending station to reinsert. It is working header. If once header reaches the respective the stations, so from the header it indicates okay, the transmission has been received by the receiving stations. So automatically during the time itself that it reinsert the token for second case, for the second round. So 840 it is the delay. Then 120 it is nothing but the respective the header. after 960, it reinsert the token for the second case. So if we see that the efficiency, so the length of the frame is 400. Case 1, immediately after that 400, it start to reinsert the token. So there is no wastage in any bit during the transmissions. So 100% efficiency. Then high the latency. So 400 is the length of the frame. After 840 latency plus 120 header, after 960, it reinsert the token. So the overall bits required for high latency, it is 960 only. So 400 plus 960, it is 42%. So without the header, if you see here, low latency, it is 400 by 490. High latency, it is nothing but 400 divided by 1240. I think it is around 32%, it is around 82%. So now if you are going for using that header concept with the single token reinsertion, so you can be able to increase the efficiency from 82% to 100% in terms of low latency ring, 32% from to 82% in terms of high latency ring. So these type of the problem we may ask. We will give all those values. We will give the respective number of stations. We will give the length of the ring. We will give the transmission rate. Then we will give a number of stations. Then we will give the data rate. You may be asked to find a ring latency. Then you may be asked to find the efficiency or a throughput of the systems. So here I used to find the efficiency by using the graphical method. But if you refer in the net, so directly using the formula also you can be able to find the few problems. So kindly refer, solve many problems in the net. You'll have many problems to find the throughput efficiency of the token ring systems in a LAN. Kindly refer the problems. So you will get one problem in this module directly from this. You will get 10 marks from this question, this topic itself. Then the medium which is used to establish the ring, it is nothing but fiber distributed data interface, because that cable which is used to establish the connections, it is nothing but fiber distributed data interface. But due to the shortage of time, so because we have to cover 2 more modules, but the 2 are very simple module. I think we are having only 4 classes left. So next class we will start with the next module. So during this week, you will have online use. I will share the timing as well as Schoology access code through that. So kindly you can appear for